Now that we know how to create a topology using GNS3, I'm going to create my first lab, and it is going to be a very simple setup using 5 different routers and VLANs between these 5 routers. First of all, I want to draw a simple topology in Paint, and after that I'm going to implement it in GNS3. So I draw, this is my first router. Let me change the color to red. This is going to be my second router, third router, fourth and fifth router. Now these are going to connect to each other using simple links. The links are going to be in blue. I'm going to have connections like this, and after that I'm going to name these interfaces and router names. Okay, let's go and select the naming convention here. This is gonna be my router 1, so let me change the font size to 20. This is R1. This is gonna be R2. This is gonna be R3, R4, and let me draw this to the left a little bit. And this is my R5 here. Okay, now the interface names are going to be like this. Let me change the font size to 12, for example, and here this is gonna be Ethernet 1, and this might be Ethernet 1 of router 3. This side we have Ethernet 2, and this is connected to Ethernet 2 of router 2, and router 2 has an Ethernet 1 here that is connected to Ethernet 1 of router 4, and this side we have Ethernet 2 connected to Ethernet 2 of router 5. So these are the interface names. Now that we have created the interface names and everything related to that, let me go for VLAN names. So I'm going to have VLAN 13 here. I'm going to change the font size to 18, for example, and the color like this. VLAN 13. This side is VLAN 12, and here we have VLAN 35, and this side is going to be VLAN 24. Now the IP addresses are simple too. Let me go for the IP addresses here. Again, I'm going to select a smaller font like this and arrange color like blue. VLAN 13 is gonna be 10 10 13 0/24. VLAN 12 is going to be 10 10 12.0/24, and VLAN 35 is going to be 172.116 35 0/24, and for VLAN 24 we have 192.168 24 0/24. So this is my simple topology that I have just created. Let me save it somewhere. For example, in pictures, it's gonna be topo. Save it. Now to implement this, I need 5 different routers, a switch, and as much as 3 clouds to connect to all of these. So let's go to GNS3 and start creating this. First of all, I want to name this project 01. And you can see the project directory is selected by default, but I'm going to change the project directory to some place on my hard disk that is gonna be here in MikroTik English. This is going to be this folder that I am going to create it, and you can see that the project directory is going to be created for us like this. I can select save traffic capture because I'm going to capture some traffic using Wireshark later. But the other 2 checkboxes does not relate to my topology directly because these are mostly pertinent to Cisco devices. So I click on OK, and the project directory is going to be overridden because there has been some project directory there. Now I'm going to add the routers like this. Open here, place router 1. I'm going to rename it to router 1 using change the host name. Router 2 is going to be here. Change it to R2. Router 3 is going to be here. Change the name to R3. Router 4. And this is very streamlined. It is very easy to follow the instruction. R5. Okay. Now I need an Ethernet switch. I drag it into the area. And I need 3 different clouds, and I'm going to add one cloud to VLAN 12, for example. This is going to be renamed to R1 and R2. I'm going to use this cloud to connect to R1 and R2. I'm going to add another cloud here, and I'm going to rename this to R3 and R5. And another cloud is going to be here. It is going to be renamed to R4. So this is the names of the clouds, and I'm going to use this cloud to connect to different routers. Now let's close this. Right click on switch 1 and click on configure. And now I'm going to create my VLANs. First of all, I want to delete all of these pre-built ports, and because I'm going to streamline the process, I'm going to select the port names based on the VLAN names here. I'm going to have VLAN 12, so for these I'm going to select VLAN and rename it to 12. The port name is going to start with 12, so 12.1 is going to be 121, 122, 123, 4, and 5. 5 ports for each VLAN is too much. Okay, I have VLAN 13, so again I'm going to select 13, and after that port 1, 131, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I have VLAN 35, so I type 35 here. It's gonna be a 35.1. Add 5 of these, and you can see like this. I have VLAN 24, so this is gonna be 24, 1, 2, 24, 3, 24, 4, and 24, 5. That's it. These are the VLAN names and port names, and I have created this just to find the VLANs easily on the switch. So click on OK. Now I have as much as 16 ports, I guess, here, and I can use these ports to connect to each of these routers. Let's go to connection, and by connecting I'm going to make sure that everything is connected based on the topology. R1's Ethernet 2 is in VLAN 12, so I select R1, and you can see that the router's ports start with E0, but actually E0 is Ether 1 on our MikroTik router, because MikroTik starts counting from 1, but Cisco starts counting from 0, and GNS3 is mostly a Cisco thing than a MikroTik thing. So when I'm selecting E1, actually I'm selecting Ether 2. So Ether 2 is going to be in VLAN 12. I select switch 1, and you can see a port with VLAN 12 starts with 12. This is one of them. Router 2 has Ethernet 2, that is E1 again, connected to VLAN 12. So I have created this. Let's go to VLAN 13, and you can see Ethernet 1 of router 1 and router 3 are connected to VLAN 13. So I select router 1, Ethernet 1, actually it is E0 here, is connected to VLAN 13. I click on switch one more time, and you can select VLAN 13 based on the numbers, and you can see the number is hidden here. Let me click on this, 131, and again I click on here, and 132, it is out of my capture area actually. I click router 3 and select Ether 1. That is actually Ethernet 0 here. Now let's go to topology and find out the other ones. Router 3, Ethernet 2, and router 5, Ethernet 2 are connected to VLAN 35. So router 3, Ethernet 2 is E1 here. Connect to 35, 1 for example. And router 5 is Ethernet 2 is connected to 35 again. So one port of VLAN 35. And here we have Ethernet 1s of router 2 and Ethernet 1 of router 4 connected to VLAN 24. So I select Ethernet 1, that is E0 here, connected to VLAN 24. 24.1 is okay for this, and Ethernet 1 of this is connected to 24.2 here. That's it. Now I have all my connections except the clouds. Let me go and configure the clouds first of all. This is gonna be configured like this. I select the two R1 and R2. You can see I have 3 different loopback interfaces. I select loopback 1, and later I will select the loopback 1's IP address to be in VLAN 12. So I click and add. That's it. Now I select to connect this to VLAN 12 again. Select switch 1 and select one of the VLAN 12s like 123. And this is the connection. Let's go to R3 and R5, and by selecting this I'm going to select loopback 2 here and add it. Click on OK and go and select the interface that I just created, connect it to VLAN 35, for example 35.3, and now right click on router 4, add an interface of, for example, loopback 3. Click on OK, and now we need a connection in VLAN 24. So I select switch 1 and select one of these 24s, 24.3 for example. Now everything is done on GNS3 site, so I go to file and save the project. And make sure that I do it several times because GNS3 has a bad habit. Of course, in newer version it is much better. Okay, let me go and open Network and Sharing Center. Make sure that loopback 1 is in VLAN 12. So I select the properties, go to IPv4, and you can see it is 10.10.12. That is exactly in the VLAN that I need to. If it is not, you can change it. Click on OK. Select loopback 2. It is gonna be in VLAN 35, and you can see that it is in VLAN 35, 172.16.35, and 1 is the last octet, and loopback 3 is gonna be in VLAN 24. So by selecting details you can see that it is in VLAN 24 indeed. Okay, now everything is done on this side. I'm going to start routers, and the first thing that I want to do is select an interface in the VLAN that I have placed these clouds so that I can connect using Windbox to these interfaces. First of all, I right click on router 1 and start it. I'm going to select router 2 and start this, router 3, router 4, and router 5. Okay, let me check router 1 and see if it is loaded fully. It is gonna be loaded in a minute. And after starting the services, and you can see we started a lot of services because we installed all of them. I type in admin and there is no password by default. I can change the password later using Windbox. IP address add is the first command that I need to have. The IP address is going to be 10.10.12.101. This is my router 1, so everything is going to be ended using 101. So I have a 24-bit address, so I type in /24, hit enter, and it is in Ether 2. So let's go back to my topology and make sure that it is Ether 2. So I select Ether 2 for this. Let's go back to router 1 and type in Ether 2 and hit enter. That's it, it's done. So close this. Let's go to router 2 and drag it to my capture area, hit enter. type in admin, and there is no password. Type IP address add 10 10 12 102. It is going to end to 102. Every address on this router is going to end to 102/24, and that's going to be Ether 2. But before pressing the enter, I'm going to make sure that this is Ether 2. That's it. So I have a cloud here. Hit enter. That is in VLAN 12, and using this cloud I can connect to router 1 and I can connect to router 2. Let's go to router 3. Router 3 is going to have Ether 1, Ether 2 of course, in VLAN 35, so I'm going to configure its Ether 2. So let's open router 3's console here, type admin and hit enter. IP address, and you can see that I don't need to configure all. I don't need to type in all of the commands. So I hit here 172.16.35.103. This is router 3, so everything is going to end to 103/24, and it was Ether 2. That's it. Let's go to router 5. Router 5. Type password and everything. IP address add 172.116, of course, 35 and 105/24. Hit enter, and that's for Ether 2, of course. And the only remaining router is router 4, and it's gonna be in VLAN 24. So in VLAN 24 we need to configure router 4's Ethernet 1. So I go and select this, IP address add 172.16, no, this is 192.168.24.104/24, and it was Ether 1. That's it. All of the routers are configured for my purpose. Again, I'm going to save the project. Actually, it does not have any effect now because routers have their own flash memories, but this is a habit that I have, and I prefer to have it like this. Okay, now I'm going to start my Windbox. So let me check if I have Windbox here. I have Windbox in program files GNS3. I have downloaded and placed it here. Windbox is a very small program. You can download it and place it somewhere. That's actually here, the program file GNS3 and Windbox. I can of course pin it to start menu or to taskbar to be easier. So I start Windbox, and first of all I want to connect to 10 10 12 101. This is my router 1, so I save it here. And I had something like this. I just want to remove it. This is from my previous session. So 10 10 12 101. Click and connect, and after a moment you can see that the connection is successful. Actually, it's going to ask license, and I'm going to add the license by importing the key, and this is the key that I have imported, and it asks for a reboot. I click on OK, and that's it. And after a moment you can see the connection is going to be lost. That's it. That's okay. I'm going to connect to 102 as well. Save it for later use. Connect it. And again, add the license using this, importing the key, selecting the key, and clicking OK to reboot. Click on OK. Again, start Windbox. This is going to be 13.103, or no, that's that is 172.16.35.3. Save it and connect to it, and it may take a little while, but it is going to be successful. As you can see, I have my connection using this. And actually it is not gonna be successful because it is not 3, actually it is going to be 103. So I remove this and type 172.16.35.103. Click on save and connect. Click on license, import key. The key, one key is enough for all of them, and I hope it is okay with MikroTik. I'm going to use this one more time, 105, save and connect it. License this, import the key is here, and click on OK and accept to reboot. Okay, and one more time. This is the last one. 192.168.24.104. So later time I'm just going to click on these and I'm not going to enter anything. So click on save, click on connect, and it's going to log in. License, import key, yes, okay. That's it. This is the topology that we just created, and everything is going to be just fine. I'm going to save the project one more time, and after the reboot is complete like this, and for Rutherford as well, I'm going to go to GNS3 and press this button, that is stop all devices, and every device is going to be shut down. In next section I'm going to start my devices one more time and configure anything like interfaces, like IP addresses and anything else that we are going to have.